Hello, Generation Millennium, and welcome back. I am your host, Jeff Romanus, and this will be our 7th episode for my Pokemon Visually Impaired playthrough. When we last left off, we steamrolled our way through gyms 4 and 5, and now we're in Circhester, in which we're now going to take on the 6th gym. And with this icy exterior, you can probably guess what type of gym we'll be taking on next. And that would be true if we were playing through Pokemon Shield. Unfortunately, this is Pokemon Sword, so this is another version exclusive gym. However, you can probably guess what type of gym we'll be facing, because what other type is similar to ice? Or rather say what other type is hard, defensive, is bulky. Okay, I guess I'm not really making a good reference here. I'll save you trouble. It's a rock type gym. And what ball do you have this time, ball guy? Ooh, he was the moon ball. So yeah, this being a rock type gym, this means that Inteleon is gonna sweep through this gym. Although G-Max Meowth is gonna have a bit of a harder time because normal type attacks are not very effective against rock, so I won't be able to rely on G-Max Meowth to get through this gym as easily, but my level 100 Inteleon should be able to take this on with relative ease. However, in this gym, it is not the Pokemon I'm worried about. I'm never worried about these gym challenges in terms of their Pokemon content. What I am worried about is this gym puzzle, because it's by far the worst out of all of them. Because I don't know who at Game Freak thought about this gym challenge and thought it was a good idea, but they deserve a swift kick in the arse. And yes, I'm using British slang there. Now, originally, if you're playing this with like a controller that has vibrations turned on, you're supposed to receive an item that tells you like how close you're out to like hitting a hole in the ground. But then you can also receive these like little like special platforms. These are like safe zones or checkpoints, because if you ever fall into a hole after you reach one of these locations, you'll be sent back to these safe zones, which is a bit of a relief if you're making decent progress. But at the same time, the fact you can even fall into these holes is rather irritating. As for me, while I'm recording this, I am playing via a Pro controller that actually has a wire connected directly to my Nintendo Switch. It's a wired Pro controller, which you may be questioning why I even have that. Well, I have a wireless Pro controller, but that runs on batteries, in which batteries are not infinite used in this world. So to save batteries, I am now using this wired controller, so I don't have to use them. Yeah. So as you saw, I fell into the hole. We got sent back to that checkpoint I mentioned. Move our way this way to the staircase, and now they're going to reveal to us where every single hole is. Yeah, so at the beginning, that's why I didn't go straight forward. There was a hole there. Whereas the second floor is going to be different. You can go straight forward. Well, kind of. Oops, I went to the left too early there. Yeah, you can go forward here, go to the left, and then make your way to be... dang it! Yeah, if I was using my visual assistance technology, I can get through this without ever falling into a single hole in the first 2 sections. Here's checkpoint 1. Dang it! You can sometimes take it past that trainer. But it's in the 3rd section that things become a nightmare. Because in the 3rd section, it does not matter if I have technological assistance or not, because it just becomes like impossible to see in the 3rd section. And you're about to see just why. Now, if you're wondering why they chose to be either this gym to be rock or ice type, it's because both of those weather conditions, well, they're hard to see through. And I think this music that is now playing is perfect for this part of the challenge, because this area is like a boss in itself. Like, the gym trainers themselves are not that difficult. It's the puzzle that's the actual boss. The gym leader is nothing in comparison to this challenge. Although I guess you could call this gym challenge to be the final last challenge because Gym 7 doesn't really have a challenge or puzzle per se, and neither does Gym 8. Like, the real challenge in Gym 7-8 is just the fact that you have to go through a gauntlet of trainers. That's essentially it. So I guess the real challenge is if you have enough power points to even get through all those battles, which I do. Which actually reminds me of something. Before I even get to Gym number 8, I want to switch up the order of my team so that Meowth is now member number 2, because in case I ever get to double battles, I want Meowth to be on my team as well. Dang it! Like, I know the general direction I'm supposed to go in, but because I don't have psychological assistance, I'm misjudging where all the stupid holes are. Yeah! At least the good side is after you reveal all those stupid holes, you cannot fall into them. Like an invisible barrier prevents you from falling in, which I guess is a nice thing, because in other RPGs they would not be as generous with that. If you fell into a hole, if you touched it, you would fall back in again. And here's where the game becomes a nightmare. Yeah, there's now a sandstorm on screen. In which, for those of you people with normal vision, I guess you can get through this with the relative okayness. I mean, the sandstorm's not that bad, but for me, the screen may as well just be a big blur of nothingness. Like, I can't even tell where I am. So I'm relying completely on my ears here to hear when I'm bumping into something. Although, if I recall the puzzle, I'm supposed to head over to the left here. There should be like a safe zone somewhere on the left side here. I'll know I'm getting close to it because there's like a trainer there, and I'll hear like the little shadow noise of when you get near a trainer. I'm not sure if I'm going right the direction. Okay, I know I made progress because I hit another hole. I mean, that's not exactly good, but hey, it's progress is progress. Might actually take out a majority of the episode, just me stumbling around this stupid puzzle. Oh, yeah, there is the trainer. I reached the safe zone. So yeah, I may be impaired, but I played this game so many times, I know the general locations of stuff. And for those of you who are wondering, this is Team Rainbow Rocket Leaders Giovanni's theme playing in the background from Ultra Sun, Ultra Moon, which is rather fitting. It's playing right now because this is literally a boss. Wait, what did you just hit me with? Wait, Sudowoodo can learn. Was that Wood Hammer? Huh, I didn't know he can learn that. But Wood Hammer has recoil damage, so you knock yourself out. Sturdy means nothing to you if you knock yourself out, fool. Ah, dang it. So now that I've reached the safe zone, I need to move like to the right-ish area, like moving to the upper. Okay, I hit another hole. But from the safe zone, I need to move like to the northeast a bit before moving upward in this somewhat northwestern pattern. Ah, another hole. Come on. I can hear myself bumping into things here and there. You'll know you made it out of the stupid puzzle because the sandstorm eventually clears up once you reach like the final safe zone. Unfortunately, there aren't that many safe zones in this part. So if you keep falling into the hole, you keep going back to the same safe zone. I think there is a second one you can reach in the upper section, but I don't think it's necessary to even touch it. Because eventually, if you keep crashing through all these holes, just through process of elimination, you'll just keep moving forward. Talk to a trainer. I already don't need to talk to you. Wait, am I going circles? Dang it! Okay, I don't think I'm making any progress here. Am I not making progress? I keep talking to it, like, I think this... Okay, hole, I guess that's progress. Yeah, I'm just pressing ZL and ZR till I know if I'm talking to a person or not. Oh! Is this it? Did I make my way through? So yeah, you reach the final stage, and there's like one more hole right there, just to like block your path. I didn't see it because I didn't realize I made it my way through, but if I was using circular assistance, I would have seen that stupid hole. But yeah, look at all those holes I fell into, because so many holes are... I mean, still little holes are now cracking after you make your way through. Okay, that wasn't as terrible as it could have been. That took me only about 10 minutes to get through that puzzle. It could... Yeah, that could have been much worse. And now it's the same animation, the trainers and the gym leader just walk out to the field, they turn, face each other, short dialogue, and now they separate, prepare for battle. Yeah, nothing exciting here. So gym leader, what's your name? Gordy? Gord. Yeah, Gordy. So yeah, keep in mind, Stone Side Gym, Fighting type, and Surchester Rock type exclusive to Pokemon Sword. In Shield, those were replaced by Ghost type Gym and Ice type Gym. Keep that in mind. So since I have a Rock type here, this gym is relatively easy. Shuckle, one of the most popular defensive balls, although, well, here's the misconception about Pokemon with high defense stats. High defense means nothing if your HP stat does not match. So if you're using Shuckle here, this HP stat is terrible. Therefore, when you EV train Shuckle, make sure you give it max HP because, like I said, high defense stat means nothing if your Pokemon doesn't have the HP to even survive. So be sure that you EV train Shuckle's HP if you wish to use it. And then you send out... Ooh, Stonejourner. This is actually another Pokemon that's version exclusive as a Galar Pokemon. And the fact that the Rock-type Gym Leader has it is also interesting. So if you were playing on Pokemon Shield, at this point I think that Gym Leader would bring out Ice Cube, which is a Shield exclusive Pokemon, and which is also an Ice type. As another interesting point, both Pokemon also have signature abilities. I forget what Stonejourner's signature ability is or does, but Ice Cube's signature ability is Ice Face, which protects it from one physical attack every turn. However, if Hail gets set up, then its Ice Face gets reset up, therefore it's protected from another physical attack yet again. So the best way to get around Ice Cube is just to hit it with special attacks only. Like Flamethrower, Heat Wave, moves like that. Just a nice tip to know if you're playing on Pokemon Shield. Oh, you only have 4 Pokemon? Yeah, I thought you had 5. Well, let's see how many max gold rushes it takes to knock you out. And pardon me, I need to check on something real quick, so I'll let the animations play while I go check on that something. And I'm back. Looks like my family members were just doing something in the garage. Don't know if you can hear the garage opening and closing on the microphone. Hopefully not. But I can definitely hear and feel the vibrations because my room is actually stored directly above the garage. So unfortunately I can hear and feel every single time that door opens, which is rather irritating, especially when family members just keep coming and going, just constantly keep opening and closing the darn thing. Oh yeah, a little side note I forgot to mention there, G-Max Gold Rush. It has a secondary effect that it can cause confusion if the Pokemon manages to survive the attack. Which can come in handy because if a Pokemon is confused, they can then hit themselves in confusion, therefore giving me another turn to knock them out. Like I did there. Now the battle ends! Congratulations, Meowth, you landed 3 attacks. Give me that money. You give me 13,000, and there's my max money. I still don't understand why they couldn't have made that just 100,000 flat. And then we shake hands for like 10 seconds for some reason. And add my gym badge to that little circle. And now my level cap goes up to 50. Which means you can now encounter a good chunk of the Pokemon in the wild area. Interesting enough. And then this guy gives me the TM for Rock Tomb, which is a rock type move that's not very powerful, but it always lowers the Pokemon's speed stat when it hits. But it also doesn't have the best accuracy, so may not be the best idea to use it. And now that we've beaten gym number 6, we're now invited to another restaurant. So now we're gonna have another meal and chat with Hop and some other people, which is interesting because this is probably the one game I've ever seen which throughout the main story the characters actually eat. I mean, you don't actually see them eat. You don't really get to see that animation unless you're cooking curry through Pokemon Camp. But the fact that we get to see people actually eat and sleep like a lot throughout this story, I guess makes it somewhat more realistic. Because any of you who's seen like an honest Pokemon trailer on YouTube is like, they refer to your Pokemon avatar as like an immortal child that never eats, sleeps, or talks. Because that's pretty much the truth. So in this game, your avatar at least he eats and sleeps, but they still never talk. And if you're wondering why Pokemon games, there's still no voice acting in the games, it's because of the fact that you can name your trainers anything you want. And unfortunately, technology is not the point where you can name your trainer and they will respond in kind. Final Fantasy X does something similar. I mean, if you play through Final Fantasy X, you can name the main character Tidus, but they never mention his name out loud, like in any cutscenes whatsoever. I mean, you hear Tidus talking, but they never directly mention his name. So I guess they could just adopt a similar approach in Pokemon games, because at least that way your trainer avatar is finally talking. Maybe they'll do it in Gen 9. Don't hold your breath, but it's still a viable option. Because if there's one request that many people are hoping at this point, it's for voice acting. And hey look, Hop has finally added his double back to his team. I guess he's finally back to his groove. And unfortunately, it's hailing in this area. But because it's hailing, ice type moves deal more damage, so take that double. And because it's hailing, I'm gonna switch out my Pokemon. Let's see. Urshifu. Haven't used you in battle in a while. And you send out Toxel. Shoot, I don't want to land a critical hit on you. Okay, I'll go for close combat. Excuse me. Lower my defenses. Get hit by hail. And then you're gonna send out Corviknight. I'll stick with you. Corviknight is a flying steel type Pokemon, so close combat will deal neutral damage. But I'm level 100 with stab, this should KO. Borrow my defenses. And even if he did survive, he probably used Brave Bird and then the root kill damage would knock himself out. Although since I've lowered my stats twice now, I don't know if I would survive a Brave Bird at this point. Now you're sending out Cinderace. I'll still stick with Urshifu. Oh, come on. Oh, K-E-M-O-N. Pokemon! This is the gym thing for the poison type gym leader in Pokemon Black 2 and White 2. Probably one of the best gym things. Then it's Snorlax. This is the main reason why I switched to Urshifu in the first place. So I had a fighting type move to use against this bulky normal type, because at this point I don't think an Ice Beam or Air Slash from a special attacking until even level 100, I don't think it can knock it out, because Snorlax has a pretty good special defense stat. But his defense stat is negligible, so that's why I'm doing this. Ah shoot, I forgot. I should have gone for Iron Head. Oh well. That was a lot to sack anyway. I got so distracted by my talking about Pokemon gyms and type matchups, I forgot about the fact that I used a super effective hit on Hop. Another reason why I wanted to switch out is because they don't heal you after this battle, which is rather rude. They heal you before the battle for some reason, but you just came straight from the gym. But they don't heal you after the battle, which is rude. And since I'm still going to be traveling with Inteleon out into Route 9 here, that's why I want to switch out, so Inteleon has more HP going into this route. Because this route is still hailing. Oh hey, look, it's Team Yell. What are you doing here? Wait, is that the old bike guy again? Why are you harassing him again? What's up with you guys harassing old bike guys? Like, do you really want his Rotom bike that bad? Yeah, the old bike guy is here and he has another Rotom bike. This time, the one that surfs on water. And he will upgrade your bike to this one once we defeat these Team Yell grunts. And once we do have access to the Rotom bike, this actually means we have access to all the other areas in the wild area. Which is rather important because there's one place I want to go to once we do have access to the Rotom bike. Although I guess I'll do that after the next gym. Because there's no real point in doing it now. Especially since I'm already here on Route 9, I want to get through this place like ASAP. Although funny enough, this is actually the area, if any of you have watched my Pokemon Sword and Shield Shiny Encounter compilation video. Route 9 here is actually where you can find 2 static encounter Grapplocks out here in the water. And while I tried to avoid one of them, I still managed to run into one of them by accident, and it turned out to be a shiny Graplock, which was crazy. I hear Mantine, and I think I ran into Mantine. Yep. Hearing them in the wild means nothing if I can't avoid their stupid sprite models. But I guess I'll head down this way. And just like so many other routes, there are branching paths where you can find more trainers, a random berry bush, and I think like 2 TMs. Hello, Wailmer. This is a water route, but it's like almost always hailing, so I don't know why Pokemon like Mantine, Wailmer, and Lapras make this place their home, because, I mean, Lapras makes sense, but Wailmer, Mantine, Graplock, you are not ice type, so why are you hiding out and in a route that's always hailing. So I managed to skip that one grap block there. And there was like, I think the second grap block that I managed to avoid. Would have been crazy hilarious if that would have been a shiny one as well. And then we reach a Sirchester Bay section of Route 9, in which the Pokemon encounters change yet again. And actually here in the grass area of this location, there's a 5% chance that a Delmites can spawn in the grass in this section, which is the only place that Delmites can be found in the wild unless you catch it from the 5-star raids in the wild area. So there's something worth noting there. And apparently Team Yell is blocking people from getting into the next city, so we need to take the long way around. Because there's another entrance here. Hey Marnie, what's up? And your fanboys are actually with you. That's not suspicious whatsoever. And look at this, it's almost been half an hour and yet we finished one gym and we're already going off to another. I may actually be able to finish off all the last remaining gyms in this episode. Actually kind of fitting that at the moment, not gym leader, but actual gym music is playing in the background when I'm going through like a literal gym marathon. Like what episode did I start going back to going through the gyms again? Like episode 4 I think it was? So the fact that I managed to get through all 8 gyms in like 3 to 4 episodes, really, which means about 4 hours worth of the game, this really does just show you how short this game is if you can play all the gyms in about 4 hours. I mean, yes, I'm speedrunning with level 100 Pokemon, which does make it go by significantly faster. But at the same time, if like you get access to Y-Com like so early on, and then if you just do a bunch of max raid battles, get experience candies, and then you also just get a bunch of watts and vitamins like I did, you can just get your Pokemon just so ready so quickly. Wait, did my air shots miss? Take that, you poison toad. Or frog with it. I never could tell the difference between frogs and toads. And I know if you talk to like animals in the wild, they would get so offended so easily. Like I think some people still like, I mean not still, but they might confuse wolves and dogs. Anime, that's an anime reference for some of you who are wondering. But at any rate, we're about to find out why Team Yell and Marty in particular both like Dark-type Pokemon, because as it turns out, we're about to enter what's this city called? Spikemouth? Something along those lines. But this is where the 7th gym is. And it just so happens this is a Dark-type area. And also, surprisingly, Team Yell, this is actually their home base, their home. I don't even know if you call it a city or not. Because for us, as the players, this is just a literal, just one straight up hallway. And yet this is still part of the gym challenge, so we have to go through here. Yes, hello, yes, I'd like to go through your hallway. Oh, we get Piers' lead card. Who is Piers? Well, considering we always get the gym leader's lead card before we take on the gym. Yeah. Piers is the name of the gym leader of the 7th gym, city, place, whatever. And like I said, it's infested by Team Yell grunts. So yeah, all the gym trainers here in Spikemouth, they're all Team Yell grunts. In which, they all have dark types. So let's take them out. Surprised that this guy doesn't have an Obstagoon. I mean, he's high enough level. Isn't he? Yeah, level 42. Obstagoon. Lightning evolves into Obstagoon level 35. So he could have an Obstagoon. Don't know why he didn't evolve it, but I guess the game developers just didn't want to give a regular grunt trainer access to a fully evolved Pokemon as strong as Obstagoon. I mean, Obstagoon is not exactly the strongest Pokemon out there, but if you were to take on Obstagoon in max raid battles, he can be very irritating because 1, he appears in the 5-star raids, meaning he has 2 rounds of shields that can activate. And then 2nd, he usually has access to his hidden ability Defiant in max raid battles, which becomes even more irritating because each time you break his shield, his defense stats get lowered as a result, but then that also triggers his Defiant ability, which then boosts his attack stat sharply. So therefore, when you break his first round of shields, he will get +4 attack. Which means if your Pokemon do not have high good defense stats, there's a good chance that Obstagoon will take you out very quickly. So your best strategies against Obstagoon is to bring in a bunch of fighting type Pokemon, so they can deal 4 times or even 6 times super effective damage to Obstagoon, so you can end the battle as soon as possible. Then again, any other Pokemon that also has access to the ability Defiant, like Surfetched, that same thing, like when the shields break in max raid battles, Defiant, or even the ability competitive, which instead of boosting physical attack will instead boost special attack, will still activate in max raid battles. So Pokemon like say Milotic or I think Gothitelle can also get competitive. So you gotta keep an eye out for those. Scrafty is not really a competitive Pokemon that was really used that often, but whenever it does get used, this is a Pokemon that usually typically has people usually use its Intimidate ability in combination with Fake Out, just so they can stall out the battles a bit. And they may use something like Ally Switch to confuse their opponents, or they just switch their Pokemon out to just cycle the Intimidates and Fake Outs. Because preventing your Pokemon from being able to move for one turn can be devastating, which is why Fake Out is constantly used very often. So your opponent cannot make a move, which is why some people also use Protect, or they use Double Protect on both their Pokemon in double battle VGCs. So not only do they not take chip damage from Fake Out, but they can also waste your opponent's turn if they decide to use Fake Out. And while you may think because Fake Out does not deal much damage, trust me, even 10 points of damage can make all the difference in the VGC battle. Especially when all Pokemon in those battles, they're all reduced down to level 50. Oh hey, Galay leveled up. If I recall, the level cap right now is up to level 50, so the fact that Galay is at level 46 really goes to show that it's like sticking around to the level cap in terms of so it can catch Pokemon if I need to. And at this point, you probably noticed that I still have that level 100 Zacian on my team, but I haven't been using it. Well, it's because it won't obey me unless I use it in max raid battle. But I'll be able to use it soon enough once I have all 8 gym badges, because once you have all 8 badges, Pokemon of any level, if they're traded or not, will obey you. And then you can also catch Pokemon up to level 60. But that does not mean I can do the Crown Tundra yet, because those Pokemon are above level 60, so in order to catch those Pokemon, I must become champion. Let's see, I use Snipe Shot on you, and then Meow, you use Play Rough on Lipod. Interesting about Drapion is like, when he first starts out, he's like a bug poison type, but then when he evolves, he becomes a dark poison, so he loses out on his bug typing, which means his only weakness is actually ground type, which is something I did not realize or know about initially when I played through Gen 4, which is when Drapion appears. So that's something you gotta keep in mind, because some Pokemon do change types when they evolve. Come on, let me move. Thank you. And that's actually the last grunt battle, because these guys are just sitting around chatting. I guess they're also telling us about the gym leader, Piers. It's actually interesting. Main reason, this is the gym leader at the very beginning, like when we got introduced to all the gym leaders during our like gym challenge inauguration, I guess you can call it. Like, you saw 6-7 gym leaders. There was one missing from the lineup. That gym leader that's missing was Piers. And the reason why he doesn't appear is because he's actually in protest to the current state of how Galar is run, he is opposed to the Dynamax system. So here, at Spike Myth, since he does not Dynamax here, and Dynamax entry does not gather here at this gym, you cannot Dynamax this gym. So I will not be using G-Max Meowth in this gym. Instead, I'll just be using my Inteleon, and I guess I'll just be sweeping through his gym using Snipe Shot after Snipe Shot. And here's another controversy to the gym, because Team Yale, they're a team that makes a lot of noise. And Piers, he literally holds a microphone, and he's like singing lyrics or something. But since there's no sound, it pretty much just ruins the moment. So if you want to hear this guy sing, I guess wait for the Pokemon anime episode, maybe Pokemon Journeys or something. You know, if you actually want to hear this guy singing, because they probably do it there since they couldn't do it here in game. In which he even gets his own special, like, I guess, sort of like gym leader music. It's essentially just like the gym leader. It's a remix of the Team Yell battle with a lot more cheering in the background, like you hear in, like during the regular gym leader music. Here's what I'm talking about. Yeah, Scrafty has an Intimidate ability, and then he's probably gonna use Fake Out against me. Oh no, he doesn't use Fake Out. Well, usually he does, but I guess this time I got lucky enough and the AI chose not to. However, Intimidate doesn't work on Inteleon because he's a special attacker. Then he sends out Malamar, the evolved of Inkay. I was actually talking about this, I think, like in the previous episode about obscure evolutions. And you're just making comments in battle, but thankfully you only talk for like 1.5 seconds. You're not anywhere near as annoying as Hop. And also, Malamar's one of the few Psychic Dark combinations, which makes it rather interesting as well. Next is Obstagoon. I was talking about this. Obstagoon also gets a signature ability in the form of Obstruct, which essentially acts like Protect, except if a Pokemon attacks into Obstruct with a physical attack, like Tackle or Takedown. Oh, he doesn't use Obstruct. But anyways, if they attack into Obstruct, then their defense stat gets lowered. So if you combine that with Obstagoon's Defiant ability, and the fact that he's also a physical attacker, yeah, with your defense lowered and his attacks raised, that can deal quite a bit of damage. I think he's about to send out his last Pokemon. I think that's his last one. And I missed what that Pokemon was. Finish your speech. Let's see. Oh, Skuntank. This Pokemon can be irritating because this is one of those Pokemon that has access to the Aftermath ability. So when this thing gets knocked out, if the last hit that's get hit with is a physical attack, Aftermath will activate and then it will inflict damage to your Pokemon equal to how much HP Skuntank had remaining before it got knocked out. But it only gets, that's if it gets hit by a physical attack, so just hit it with a special attack, you don't have to worry about that. And I guess Obstagoon must have been his ace Pokemon because usually the gym leader's ace Pokemon are usually Pokemon that are native to that specific region. I mean, Light Noon and the Zigzagoon line originates from Hoenn, but this is the Galar variation, and the Galar variation evolves into Obstagoon, which is technically a Galar Pokemon instead. Shake my hand, I get your gym badge, and the catch limit should go up. There we go, up to 55. You give me a TM. Oh wait, you give me the uniform first. I guess I get the TM later. And look at the clock and... Oh yeah, I definitely have enough time to do the last gym. Yeah, I can finish up all 3 gyms in this episode. Perfect. And at this point, we learned that Marnie is actually Pierre's younger sister. Which is why they all use Dark-type Pokemon. This is why Pierce is the leader of Team Yale. This is why they all have Dark-type Pokemon. Why there are fanboys of Pierre's younger sister running around. Yeah. This section pretty much just clears up that little backstory of these characters. In which Team Yale at this point will no longer become a nuisance. Instead they become, well, I guess like kind of like allies. Mostly because now we've taken out Pierce, the leader, and we've also, well, I guess we made our friendship with Marnie perfectly clear, so now Team Yell will leave us alone. So now we can go finish off the gym challenge. By heading up through this tunnel, off to the side of Route 9. What's this place called? The Root something tunnel? I missed that name. And why are all these just random people just standing around? Let me through! Dang it! Let me through! I don't care that you're obstructing my path. You shall not defy me! I command you, let me pass! Come on! Come on, AIs! I demand you let me pass! Aha! And at this point that Leon is also going through another section of like, oh yeah, you remember something going on in Hammerlock? Yeah, don't worry about that, I took care of it. Just go on with your gym challenge, again. Like seriously, there's so much going on in the background that we're not even taking, like, getting to participate in because the adults are like, oh no, you are children, you should just keep doing what children are supposed to do. Leave the adult stuff to, well, the adults. So now at this point, we're back on Route 7, in which there are some trainers we could battle, if you want to experience our money. But I'm not doing any of that. Instead, I'm doing something else. So we enter this building here. You can actually battle this trainer, because they can give us another item. Just as a point I wanted to show up, because this is another item that's usually pretty often used in competitive battles. So the trainer sends out a Cottony, which is not going to pose any trouble to us whatsoever. However, the competitive item that's going to be revealed to us is a Focus Sash, which holds it on with 1 HP. And then it's going to use Endeavor on us, which also knocks it down to 1 HP. My main thing I was hoping to show is that Air Slash could then flinch it, so therefore it could not have a chance to use Endeavor. In which, this is actually a pretty, I wouldn't say common, but it's a somewhat competitive strategy. You have your Pokemon like have low HP defense stats, you give it Focus Sash, it then uses Endeavor, knock your opponent down to 1 HP, then you knock it out with a priority move on the next turn, in order to finish off that Pokemon. However, Focus Sash Endeavor can also work for catching Pokemon too, like if you don't want to use like False Swipe or something like that, or your opponent doesn't have access to False Swipe, this is also another viable strategy that can be used. Yeah, blah blah blah. I know I'm something like a broken record at this point, just skipping all this dialogue and saying blah blah blah, but seriously, at this point it's like, stop talking to me, I know, I want to get to my 8th gym battle, let me through! I know what I can and cannot do, you're just interfering with my time, Leon. Stop boasting that your Charizard is the best Pokemon ever, we've heard enough about that. Like seriously, near the beginning of the game, Leon talks a lot about he got so excited by all the battles going on that he wished he could have brought out Charizard to join in the fun as well. It's like, are you flexing on us? Like, we know you're the champion, we know you have a high level powerful G-Max Charizard, like you don't need to constantly flex on us that you're the champion, like we know. I mean, he's not being arrogant or cocky about it, just the way that he keeps talking about it. He's like just naive to the fact that some people don't want to constantly hear that he's the best. And now we're at the final gym, which is rather convenient because now, in the back I don't know if you can hear it well, but my favorite gym leader music is now playing. And for some reason the load time for entering the 8th gym is rather long. Yeah, the fact that took like, I don't know, like 15 seconds to get through, maybe 20. I don't know why the loading time was so long, because the gym challenge for Gym 8 is not even that long. Oh, wait a minute, did my game freeze? Shoot. Oh no, I think my controller froze. Give me a second, guys, I need to fix this. Ah, there we go, problem fixed. I guess I moved my dock a little too much to the side and then it just disconnected. Well, there's a little bit of episode drama for you guys. We're getting tired of just seeing me sweep through the gym challenge. There's your drama for today. Technical difficulties. So the puzzle for the 8th gym is just we have to battle 3 trainers and double battles, and these 3 trainers are specially chosen by Raihan, I guess. Not that it really matters, because let's see, I use Ice Mammoth Glue, then I use... Actually no, I can't use a regular attack, I could just use Fake Out on Pelipper. Priority hits, Technician, did I knock it out? Yup! Actually, there's something else I can do. Once this battle ends, I actually want to swap out the Luck Incense on Meowth for another item that I picked up all the way back in Motostoke. Because at this point the Pokemon are getting higher level, therefore their defense stats are going up, so I want Meowth to have better damage output. So let's see if I can find where it is. Let's see, where are you? Should be around here somewhere. Nope. Look at all those items I picked up over the course of the game. Not there, Silk Scarf. This increases the power of normal type moves, therefore Last Resort, G-Max, Gold Rush, as well as Fake Out will now deal significantly more damage. So trainer number 2 is going to be full of, well, 2 fire types this time. As you noticed, the first round had a Pelipper. They used a Rain Dance team. Now this is a Sunny Day team. I wonder what the relevance of that is. Because as you may recall, Hammerlock is based on a dragon-like city, so you probably expect, especially with that little symbol for the 8th gym, that you probably suspect that Raihan is a dragon-type trainer. That is technically true, but there's something else to it. He's another specialist type-ish kind of trainer. Goodbye, Turtonator. That's actually a fire dragon type from the Alola region, whose signature move is actually Shell Trap, in which if you deal damage to him, physical damage that is, Shell Trap will activate and act like a counter attack and deal massive damage. So as long as you hit it with a special attack, it's not that big of a deal. So then, train number 3, what's your gimmick? Come on. There we go. Looks like you specialize in ice types. Or rather, because you're going to summon the Hail and Snow Warning Abomasnow, right? Yep. So we've gone through Rain, Sunny Day, and now Hail. Which makes you wonder, what's Raihan's weather condition going to be? Yeah, that's right, he's going to specialize in a weather condition, that's his other gimmick. Oh wait, I could have used Fake Out there. Why did I use Play Rough? Oh well. Although funny enough, because he summoned the Hail, my Ice Beam does more damage! Thank you, Abomasnow. It's actually kind of funny. Abomasnow, because he's part Grass type, Ice type moves will deal neutral damage to him. Like, Ice type is not very effective in Ice, but Grass is weak to Ice. Therefore, Ice type moves deal neutral damage to Abomasnow. And then the Hawkmoe there took 4 times damage from that Play Rough because he's Dragon Fighting type. And that ends the battle. Da 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 da. We can now enter the gym. Let's walk forward into the stadium for our final gym challenge battle. And you would think, with this being the final gym, special animation? Nope. They just walk out into the field like every other gym from gyms 4 through 8. Not including 7, so the last 4 gyms pretty much. Because Piers is a special exception. But we can now Dynamax again. And just like his gym trainers, Raihan is also a double battle leader. Ooh, look at that square shiny. So then, what's the strategy here, you're probably wondering? And there's Gigalith, Sandstream. This guy's main gimmick is the Sandstorm. So along with him and his 3 gym trainers, they use all 4 weather conditions. So what am I going to do here? Knife shot on Gigalith. And then you are going to immediately G-Max and take out that Flygon. Welcome back to G-Max Meowth. And we're getting close to the end of getting close to the hour mark, so I should be able to beat the 8th gym in within the time limit of the episode. Fare thee well, Gigalith. The fact that Gigalith in Gen 7 got access to Sandstream as one of its, I wouldn't say new, but altered abilities was pretty nice. Gen 7 really altered, like, weather conditions that they gave more Pokemon access to weather, like Pelipper got access to drizzle, Torkoal got access to drought. I think a couple other Pokemon got access to snow warning. I think it was the Vanillish line that got it. So yeah, the fact they added in more Pokemon that could learn weather setting was pretty nice. And then here in Gen 8, they added more Pokemon that could also set the terrains, like Galarian Weezing's hidden ability. Is Misty Surge. And here are the final 2 Pokemon. That's a G-Max Duraludon there, that's a Dragon Steel type. My mind went blank here for a moment. And even though it's not very effective, hopefully G-Max Gold Rush confuses Duraludon, and it just hits itself in confusion. And then he takes a little selfie before he throws it out. Excuse me. And that thing apparently looks like a skyscraper to some people, which I guess I can kind of get the resemblance. So yeah, another inanimate object, except, well, Duraludon is actually pretty cool. I personally just really like to refer to it as Dialga number 2, because it's yet another Dragon Steel. And while Duraludon does have a pretty good special attack stat, its defenses are negligible. But apparently has access to a hidden ability, Stalwart, something along those lines, which apparently draws in attacks towards it, so it's kind of like a built-in follow me. Hit yourself, yes! No attack for you this turn, pal. Flawless victory, with the exception of the Sandstorm. I don't count weather damage as affecting me as a loss of any kind. If you wonder why I'm switching out my Inteleon, because I don't want it to make any attacks this turn, so that my G-Max Meowth is one that delivers the final blow. Not to mention the fact that some of you probably haven't seen this guy out in battle in a while, so I want to give it some screen time. And that should finish it off. And I used 3 G-Max Gold Rushes, which I should get the max amount of money now. Yep, there he goes. Then you revert, and then I celebrate with a Pokemon that did nothing on but just got switched in, and Meowth, who's pretty much the MVP. Money for earning, and there's the max money again. So yeah, for those of you who are wondering, when the game first released, like there was a mystery gift that you can begin to get this at the first like couple months. I think it ended around like in like the second week of January 2020. But the mystery gift gave you access to a free Kanto G-Max Meowth, which was nice because then you could use it for getting cash, like just like this. But also the other way you can get access to a Kanto Meowth, it was not G-Max, but it was still Kanto Meowth, is that when you're at the Turtfield Gym, there's an NPC there. If you trade them a Galarian Meowth, they would give you a Kanto Meowth, and his nickname was literally Cash. And that was like the game's method of giving you a Cantonia Meowth, which you could then evolve into Persian. And that's how you're supposed to get Persian to your Pokedex, because it's part of the Galar Pokedex. And they did something similar with your mask over the Boundly Gym. Because in the Boundly Gym, there was an NPC there who would want you to trade a Galarian mask, and they would give you a Unova mask, which when you level up the Unova mask, it evolves into Kofaregus. Because both Persian and Kofaregus Pokedex entries are required to complete the Galar Pokedex, so that's how you got their entries if you didn't have access to something like Pokemon Home to transfer Pokemon over. And interesting enough, those two trades I just mentioned, you can actually shiny hunt those Pokemon. Unfortunately, the shiny charm does not affect those odds, but you can still make those trades with those NPCs, and you can try going for shiny hunts that way. And there's actually something you can do over here in this house. I want to talk to this guy. This guy checks like your Pokemon's affection rates. I want to see how high Inteleon's and friendship is. Still has a ways to go. What about Urshifu? His friendship should be pretty high by now, right? No? Not high enough? Well, if you have max friendship, then that guy's supposed to give you the best friends ribbon. And then this lady over here, if you talk to your Pokemon, if your Pokemon has max EVs, meaning all 5 of your 10 EVs are filled up, you get the effort ribbon, in which all members on my team should be able to get this ribbon with no problem. Because I know for a fact they're all EV trained. So easy ribbons here. Surprised Urshifu doesn't have max friendship, considering that you had to get its friendship pretty high just to convince Mustard that you're ready for the take on the 2 towers. And Zacian. Oh yeah, I forgot. He already has a ribbon. And then this final person over here, you get the Soothe Belt item, which when a Pokemon holds it, increases their friendship. So yeah, if you want to evolve Pokemon like say Togepi to Togetic or Pichu to Pikachu, give it the Soothe Bell to increase their friendship. Or affection as they renamed it here in Gen 8. So your next goal is over here. And then we meet up with Hop. Actually, I was gonna stop the episode, but I guess I'll make my way to the final city as a means of train station. Eh, you done talking to me? Oh, I forgot there's a cutscene here. Because we're taking a train ride with Hop, we're making our way to what I guess you could call the Victory Road for the Galar region. And just like any kids in the modern age, when killing time, just scroll through on TikTok videos, Twitter, on your phone, just to kill time. Whoa, lean back there, guy. You're a little too close for comfort there. And then we make our way here. Something's stuck in my throat. Welcome to Route 10. In which, once again, looks like an icy area. I mean, if you didn't get enough of the icy section of Route 8, well, more ice here. And then you can probably guess at this point there's going to be a couple of double battles in this vicinity, so I want to avoid those since I only have 1 Pokemon. I can't do double battles. Which means I'm only required to take on these single battle trainers. Eight Shadow Ball Gardevoir. Funny enough, what I still find interesting about Gardevoir is the fact it's a Psychic Fairy type, but it was originally just Psychic, but then in Gen 6, when it got access to the Fairy typing, what makes this a little controversial is because Poison types are super effective against Fairy, but then since Gardevoir is still a Psychic type, it can take out its Poison type weakness. But then, now Dark type moves, which was Gardevoir's biggest weakness, I guess you could call it. Since it became a Fairy type, it then now has Fairy type moves, which now means it can now take out its original Dark type weakness. And I think I have to mute my computer here because I'm getting a lot of Discord messages. Getting lots of Discord messages is not nice when you're in the middle of a playthrough, guys. Like, I want the people only hear my commentary and my music. I don't need to listen to anything else. So let's see, sound to Weavile. I'll just knife shot you. Like, if you guys are wondering why sometimes it takes me a while to like read a Pokemon's name, I'm like leaning in very close to my computer screen and just like peering into the upper corner, just trying to read what there's going on. Oh yeah, since I only have one Pokemon now on my team, like they're not asking me like, blah 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 trainer is about to send out this. Do you want to switch out your Pokemon? Well, since I only have one Pokemon on my team now, there's no point asking me that question because I have nothing to switch out to. And now you may be thinking it's rather reckless the fact that I only have one Pokemon on my team, but hey, remember I'm level 100. As long as I land super effective hits or neutral hits, I should be able to take out pretty much all opponents with little difficulty, and I can now avoid all the double battles that'll be coming up later. And of course, I run into a Sneasel, which is very common in both ice routes and in the wild area when it's hailing. Like Sneasel is very common in the wild area when it's hailing. I think I'm supposed to go this way? Ah, dang it. I don't know if a trainer saw me or if I talked to them at first. I don't know which one came first. I think you started with a developer? Oh yeah, you're that trainer, yep. So then the Drizzle will activate, getting rid of the hail, so I don't have to worry about taking residual damage from the hail in this battle. Thank you very much. Which means Ice Beam will not get boosted, but I'll still deal neutral damage because you're a water flying type. Ice super effective on fly, but not very effective on water, so neutral damage. Noctowl, you can easily get taken out by Ice Beam. Still find it interesting that in the anime, Ash actually like catches a shiny Noctowl, which is probably one of his very few unique Pokemon. And here's a Galarian Mr. Mime, in which here he's an Ice Psychic type, which is not exactly unique considering that essentially his complete opposite Jinx and Kanto is already Ice Psychic type. But the fact that Galarian Mr. Mime gains access to an evolution in the form of Mr. Rime, I suppose, makes it rather interesting because rather than being a mime, he then becomes Mr. Rime, in which he's a tap dancer. I don't know what they were thinking when they made that particular change or regional variant, but I mean, having access to new evolutions is nice. Like Galarian Corsola, for example, evolves into Cursula. And the story behind that is like, well, first off, Galarian Corsola is a shield exclusive, which is why you won't see it in the wild here in Pokemon Sword. I don't know where you can find it in the wild naturally, but the only place I know that it can appear is in the Giant's mirror area of the wild area. But anyways, the reason why Galarian Corsola is a ghost type is because in the Alola region, you can find the Pokemon Marini there. And Marini are the natural enemies of regular Corsola, meaning that they literally eat them. Which is ironic because the only way to find Marini in the wild in the Alola region is to go into SOS battles against wild Corsola. So if you go to battle with the wild Corsola, you force them to call for help in the SOS battle format. They will usually call in other Corsola, but there's a chance that they can call in Marini, which again is ironic because Marinis are their natural predator. And so the lore here behind Galarian Corsola is the fact they're ghost types because they're literally dead. They got eaten by the Marini that also live here in the Galar region. So to adapt to their environment, they became ghost types because they're literally dead. Which is a bit sad, but that's the lore behind them. Also a Pokemon Sword exclusive is Galarian Darumaka and Galarian Darmanitan, its evolution, which evolves via an Ice Stone, interesting enough. However, Galarian Darmanitan is unique because, similar to its original Unova counterpart, it has access to the ability Zen Mode. However, one reason why they make regional variants is because they want to make improved versions of the original Pokemon, and Galarian Darmanitan is 100 times superior to his original version because when he goes into Zen Mode, he gets the unique typing of becoming fire, of Ice Fire. He's originally an Ice type, and then his Zen Mode version then gains the Fire type. And his stats are much more commonly distributed because original Unova Darmanitan, when he becomes Zen Mode, like he's supposed to be like a physical attacker, but then when he becomes Zen Mode, he gains special attack boost instead. For Galarian Darmanitan, they keep it as a physical attacker, even in Zen Mode. Which is perfect because Galarian Darmanitan can learn moves like Flare Blitz and Ice Skull Crash, which is perfect for a special attacker. And woohoo, we're getting a nice view entrance to the final city of the game. Oop, and I think I ruined it because I'm not crashing into the wall. Come on, enter the gate. There we go. And now we enter the final city of Winden. And I'm pretty sure I mentioned this before, but the Galar region is based off the United Kingdom. So I think you can pretty much guess what city this is based on just by the name. I mean, there's a freaking Big Ben over there in the distance. Like, if you can't guess what city this is, then... Well, I'm not good at geography, but even I can tell this is based off of London, so... yeah. And of course our main destination is the Pokemon League building right there. So yeah, this is a pretty big city in terms of its layout, but it's actually pretty small in terms of what you can actually do here. But yeah, we reached the 1 hour mark and we reached the final city. However, we're not going to bother with that because there's something else I want to do. So we're going to fly back to Hammerlock here. Or rather Hammerlock Hills in the wild area, because there's something, now that we have access to the Rotom bike, there's a particular TM I want to go pick up for our Meowth, so it has access to one more attack he can add to his repertoire, because his moveset's not complete. I was maybe thinking about using Hypnosis at some point throughout the course of the playthrough, but I never had an opportunity to do so because, well, I'm not catching anything. And I picked up a Stardust? Okay, that was random. I should be entering the Giant's Cap here soon. Yep, there we go. I think the weather condition is... Yep, it's hailing. I hate hail and sandstorm. And as always, Vanillite is one of the common Pokemon that spawns along with Sneasel. Like, no matter where in the wild area it hails, you'll probably almost always come across Vanillite and Sneasel, like the most common encounters, with maybe a chance of some areas having a Delibird. Excuse me. Move along here. I should hopefully be entering the water soon. There we go. Welcome to the Lake of Outrage. This is the final areas of the wild area you can only gain access to once you have access to the Rotom bike, because, well, it's a lake. You need to be able to surf on the water to get here. I don't know what weather condition is here right now, but I don't know if I'm moving the right way. Hard to see right now. Well, you can find Mantine in the water here. I missed that. Sandstorm! Oh, come on! Well, one of the fun things about the Lake of Outrage, if you want to head to land, on the left side is where the main part is, and there's like a big circle of borders you can run into. In the middle of those boulders every single day, depending on what weather condition that's going on, you can find a different evolution there. So since today's sandstorm, I believe Umbreon is the one you can find in that area. And I think I came to the right location. So I just need to find the corner area. Ooh, nope, I don't want to go back to the water. Oh, you can also press the L button to move the camera forward. But somewhere in the corner here should be the TM. I'm just trying to stay away from all the grass so I can find it. I mean, I guess I could change the date again so I could change the weather and hopefully actually see what I'm doing. Because this sandstorm, oh yeesh. Ah, nope. Okay, yeah, I'm just gonna change the date. Bear with me, guys. But this is the last thing I want to do for this episode before I end things off. Oop, I think that's a bit more clear, I think. Oop. Yep, I saw the grass there. This is somewhat clearer. I mean, could be better, but beggars can't be choosers. So there should be a TM ball around here somewhere. And I actually want to catch this on camera, like I did for the TM in Turf Field. What was that one? Brutal Swing? I mean, I knew the general location. Actually, hold on. Am I even in the right location? Ah, shoot! I went back to the Giant's Cap. But anyways, when you go to the Lake of Outrage and if you enter there appropriately, you're supposed to enter there. And then, like I said, when you enter the Lake of Outrage, there are two sides you can enter on. The left and right for land. The right side leads to more Pokemon encounters and raid dens. The right side is the area I'm going to because that's where the TM I'm looking for is located. But I don't think I can find it in time to finish this episode, so I guess I'll just show that off at the start of the next episode. That when I finally get that TM, it's a TM for Shadow Claw, which I want to teach to my Gmax Meowth, so it has the ability to actually hit Ghost type Pokemon. So yeah, that's what will end up this episode. I managed to finally get all 8 gym badges, which means even my shiny Zacian will now obey me no matter what. And now our next goal is to head back to Winden once I finish up with a couple other side missions, quests, whatever you want to call them. So then we can take on the Pokemon League, I guess. I forget what they call it, it's like the Pokemon Cup Championships or whatever, but your main goal is like, first you go into a tournament to defeat either, well, both Hop and Marnie, since they both also have 8 gym badges. Once you defeat them, then you have to go into a tournament against the other gym leaders. And once you defeat them, you then gain the right to battle Leon. And then the climax of the main story kicks in. That's a bunch of other things. And that itself will take maybe another like 2 episodes to finish off because they really wanted to milk that section of the game for all it's worth. And like I said, it takes like maybe like about an hour. Even if you're skipping through all the dialogue, you're level 100, you're skipping through all the battles quickly. Yeah, it just takes a while. And that's like the one part of the story I really despise. Just because I mean, you get a lot of levels, that's only the good benefit. But if you're speedrunning the game, it's just a main annoyance. At any rate, that's enough rambling. If you like this episode, like, comment, subscribe, hit the notification bell to be notified when the next episode goes live. Please follow me on Patreon, Discord. And well, I hope you all have a great day. Catch you later. Take care.